It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Yo! Once again, it's on. Back at you one more again. Real Kens TV and the House Like Kitchen Sinks. Now, before I get into today's story, if you will, understand that I'm the self-proclaimed Mr. 30 Minutes or Better, meaning that anytime I bring you a video, a story, it's guaranteed to be 30 minutes or better. So if you're on your way to work, you're at work, you don't feel like being there, as we so often don't. You're on your way home from work, you need to laugh, you need to cry. Perhaps you're trying to lay down and take a nap, or you're trying to go to sleep at night, depending on whatever time you're listening to or viewing this video. Or you're just in the mood for a good old-fashioned true, keyword being true, penitentiary / life story / life experience. This is the channel for you. If you like your 8 to 10 to 15-minute videos, absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But at Real Kens TV, it's 30 minutes or better. You know, it's always a beautiful day when my Dallas Cowboys win. Second win in a row. Seems as though we're finally starting to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And I think that we're going to make a late season run. Now, with all that being said, I just had to get that out of the way. For the Dallas Cowboy fans, salute. And for the Dallas Cowboy haters, hi haters. We back. Guess who's back? Back again. We back. But nevertheless, there is a message. Had an individual hit me up on my email, RealKensTV at Yahoo, RealKensTV at Yahoo. I've been checking my emails every single day. And I've been actually answering the questions in the form of a video that the viewers, leave for me. Say, Real Kens. I say, Real Kens. It seems as though you and Dante from the Dante Show Network, you all have a somewhat of a up and down sort of relationship, friendship. Would you care to elaborate on that? Could you tell us a story about you all being incarcerated together? I was looking at some of your older videos, and the two of you were going back and forth as far as the time that you all were incarcerated together. It's very ironic that someone would send me that sort of a question, because I somewhat have a problem with Dante at this point. Now, let me paint the picture and tell you exactly the things that have happened in the past, and then you'll be able to better understand, to say the least, exactly why I have a problem. Y'all rock with me, man. Y'all jump in the comments and let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky, man. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Get your triples together. Your triple is your coffee, your sugar, and your creamer. Penitentiary thing, man. I know I'm not in the joint no more, but still, I drink a triple every once in a while. People say, get your popcorn ready. Nah, get your triple ready, man. Because I'm going in today. I'm letting it be known. I'm letting it all hang out. Pause. Double pause. Rock with me. We're going to rewind back 12, 13 years. My man, you'll rewind at a Son Campbell stove. Y'all tell him I said it. Respectfully. We're in the joint. Now, at this particular moment, time, juncture, we're in a camp. We're not behind the walls with the lions, tigers, goons, gorillas, bears, and hyenas. We're at a camp. A camp is just basically, it's a prison for low-level inmates. Even if you started off as a higher level, you worked your way down by, not catching write-ups and earning good time and things of that nature, to where you can go to a camp. Tension in the air is not nearly as bad, as tense, as thick as it is behind them walls. Typically, if you're at a camp, you're within 4 years of going home, or at least having an opportunity to go home. And there's absolutely no fence at a camp. So you literally can just walk off. You have to be trusted. You had an individual named Tennessee. Tennessee, man, he was a cool dude, man. Tennessee was called Tennessee because, self-explanatory, he's from Tennessee. I believe he was from Nashville. Shout out to Tennessee if you happen to catch this video. Tennessee was about a little bit darker than me. Had braids, had like green eyes. Tennessee probably weighed about 190, stayed in that weight pile. I'm talking about stayed in the weight pile, man. And he ate very well because his people, I guess he has some money on the street, so he's spending $100 bags every week at the commissary. He's coming back with $100 bags. Tennessee really wasn't that tall. If I had to guess, I would say Tennessee was probably, Tennessee had to at least be about 5'11". I'll say Tennessee's about 5'11". Cool dude. We all in the dorm together. Tennessee ended up getting a plug on the tobacco. He had an individual that's from this area. Actually, that individual was from like maybe a county or two over. 15, 20 minutes away. Tennessee, he ended up getting a plug with this individual. Basically, what would happen is they would come, they would make the drop tobacco, and then, once they made the drop, you had what's called a gunner. Now, a gunner would run all the way. Now, I'm being discreet because I don't want to, I don't know if they're still, currently doing these things at this facility. So I don't, I'm watching what I'm saying. But the drop was about 12 minutes away. Now, when I say 12 minutes, I'm meaning that like whoever ran to the drop spot, they had to be fast. You run there, grab the bag, and run back. Certain days of the week, certain COs that was working, and you would know that in advance who was working the dorm on this particular day. Oh, yeah, we can make that happen. Boom, boom, boom. Tobacco was the thing. They had taken tobacco off the yard. So in prison, if you got tobacco, you are the absolute man. If you get a pound, you bust that thing down, and you probably going to make $1,000 on a pound easily. You bust it all the way down, and you're going to have plenty to smoke for yourself. That's how much tobacco goes for in prison. Tennessee was doing this thing. He was having a couple pounds dropped off, every week, every other week. And back then, they didn't have Cash App. You used what's called Green Dot card. A Green Dot card was just a way of loading money. I believe they still have Green Dot. So you can load money literally onto the card. So, for instance, let's just say you owe me $200, right? I have my people on the streets. Call the 800 number. Get the account number on the Green Dot card on, my Green Dot card number. They load the money. I have somebody on the streets, or if I just happen to have a cell phone in there, I can call myself and check it. Okay, money's been deposited, and I give you, what you want, what you paid for. Smooth operation. Tennessee was making a killing. I mean, he's turned the whole yard down. Tennessee ended up being cool with a dude named Quan. A lot of people thought that they were actually brothers because they really resembled each other. Same complexion. They both had braids. They both were tatted up. I guess the major difference is Quan was about 6'3". Probably weighed about 225, 230. Quan was one of those guys, he was just a hustler, man. He was an all-around hustler. He could draw. So in prison, if you can draw, man, you're going to make money. He could cook. He's the first person that I ever seen cook a prison pizza. Yeah, you make the crust out of noodles, waters, and crackers. I'll show y'all how to do that one day. I got very, very good at that. Pretty much whatever you needed Quan to do, he could fix stuff. He was just a hustler. He just had money coming in all directions. Quan had a 20-year sentence. Him in Tennessee, as I mentioned, they were tight. You would thought that they were brothers, and they really, really got tight. Used to work out together and everything. Some point down the line, Quan decides that he won't see him. He sees Tennessee getting all this money. Man, I need to get some of that money too, bro. Can my money spend? I'll go in with you on some, and we can really, really take this whole yard over. You got to imagine it's probably about 1,000 people on the yard, maybe a little less, but no more than 1,000 people on the yard. The two of them formulate a plan And they begin to get money together. So now instead of getting 2 pounds of cigarettes in, they're getting 4 and 5 at a time. They going like hotcakes because they busting them down. Or if an individual wants to buy a whole one, hey man, you want to buy a whole one, take it out of my hand here, man. Give me 750, 800, man. Green dot. Money there. Transactions good. Respectfully. They getting all of this money. You can tell when an individual's getting money on the yard because at first, Tennessee, because Tennessee and I were in the same dorm. Quan wasn't in our dorm. Tennessee was going to the store, but it wasn't like that. Like he would go to commissary maybe every week, every other week, because at the time you could only go once a week. He might come back with $30, $40 bags. I'm not pocket watching anybody, but he slept like literally right beside me. You can't help but see. He used to come over to me. Hey, man, can I borrow this? Can I borrow that? Man, no problem, man. Whatever you need, I got you, man. No big deal. Then all of a sudden, he started getting bread. So now he's coming in with boxes of banquet chicken. He's coming in with the burger patties. They sell 16, I think. 16 in a box for like $15. He got the smoked sausages. He got all the high-ticketed items, and he's doing this every single week. So you know that he's like really, really getting it. Operation is going smoothly. There's no problems whatsoever. Then they go for the big score. Forget the 4 and 5 pounds, man. We bringing in 15 pounds, man. 15 pounds. Now, hold on, Kens. I don't know. I mean, you're talking about, like, if you're in prison, and I'm sure that they have cameras, how could a person possibly run to the spot and run back in 12 minutes and not be detected? Not be caught? Very, very good question. There's a particular dorm that's close to the highway. And so basically what would happen is whoever's making the drop, they would get out on the side of the highway, toss the bag over the little rail, and boom, they gone. Mind you, cell phones in prison all the time. Hey, we're pulling up to the spot right now. Barry, make that drop right now. Drop is made just in a black bag, something that's very easily, noticeable. As I mentioned, you have an individual that's fast. He's not really getting a whole lot of money. Hey, man, you go get this. I'm gonna give you some cigarettes. I'm gonna give you some commissary. So you're gonna be good. You have an individual that take that risk. So as I mentioned, this dorm was close to the highway. The dorm was basically a dorm that shouldn't even have been up at that time. It had a whole lot of blind spots, didn't really have a whole lot of cameras in it. And so being that where the dorm was placed at, once you go behind the dorm, which you're not supposed to do, but once you go behind the dorm and you hit that highway, or you hit that, it's like a big old field when you're running towards the highway. A lot of times if you got a CO that's cool, he ain't even tripping. This particular CO that was working, they called him, and I can say his name because he doesn't work there anymore. They called him Justin Beaver. Looked like Justin Beaver for real, but he was cool. Never wrote a person up. He didn't care what you did. This particular day, he was outside talking to some inmates. They was keeping him not necessarily occupied because he would talk to the inmates all the time. Like he was truly one of those COs that wasn't a CO. Just give me my 40 hours, my money, and I'm gone. They're kind of keeping him busy in the front, in the front of the dorm, is, talking about, I don't even know what they were talking about. In the meanwhile, dude's shooting to the spot. He didn't came back. Justin Bieber was so cool, he could have seen the dude and probably would have turned the blind like he didn't even see anything. They run back. Well, dude runs back. He runs in the dorm, immediately goes upstairs. Because see, our dorm, we were like up top. There's 3 levels. You got your main level, you get the basement, which is the dungeon. Then you got up top where we were at. The dorm to where we were at, it was like 12-man dorms, but you had 1, 2, 3, you had like 4 of them upstairs. Immediately run into the bathroom. Once they go into the bathroom, they look through all the stuff, make sure everything's there or whatever. Give dude his, for going to get it. And they got a spot that they would keep it in. All the while, Dante has peeped the whole scene. Dante hadn't been down there maybe, 3 or 4 months. He had like a little crew with him or whatever. Dante has some money on the yard. But he's peeping the scene. He wants some of this money. Yeah, the little money I'm getting, Dante's not from Kentucky, but he has ties in Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky, a couple other places. Dante and his crew, nah, this ain't going down. Now, this was already planned. This isn't something that they just did like, on the spot type of thing. Like, they already knew that it was going to go down like this. Dante and his crew, they run in on Tennessee in the bathroom. They got them bangers on them. It's about 5 of them. Tennessee's in there by itself. Quan's in a whole different dorm. Get that out, bro. You know what it is. Come on, bro. You gonna do me like ain't nobody trying to hear. Get it out, man. Tennessee wasn't no fool here, man. They go in the bag. It's 20 pounds of tobacco. You got your lighters. And you got 4 cell phones. This is the lick that Dante had been looking for throughout his whole stay in the penitentiary. 20 pounds in prison. Each pound is, you're going to make $1,000 off each pound. At least, probably more than that if you just bust them all the way down. And you got the cell phones. It's so. Dante and his crew, they move in units or whatever. Like I said, they busting everything down and they move in units. In the meanwhile, Tennessee has to explain to Quan, and there's a couple other dudes that put in, it was like a $1,200 order. I have to explain, hey, bro, I don't know where the package, I don't know where it's at. See, Tennessee never went to Quan and said, hey, Dante and his crew robbed me. He just said, man, I got it. I put it in the stash. When I came back, it was gone. The other dudes, they, the other dudes, they weren't as, as forgiving, understanding. Well, they were understanding. Quan wasn't as forgiving or understanding. Sorry about that. Quan's heated. Tennessee's looking at it like, bro, I'll make it good, man. I'll make it up or whatever. I'll make it good. Only problem is, Tennessee knows that anytime he gets a bag, anytime he gets a package that comes in, Dante and his crew is probably going to run down on him. See, Tennessee had the connect. Dante didn't have a connect. So once them 20 pounds was gone, guess what? He's going to want some more. You see what I'm saying? Rock with me. Tennessee's telling Quan, man, hey, I'm going to make it right, big bro. I'm going to make it right. It works for a couple of days, maybe 3 or 4 days. Quan's not hearing that. The more and more he thinks in his mind, he feels as though Tennessee got over on him. This is his dog. This is his partner, his ace. I never will forget. It was right after count cleared. Probably about 6:45. Quan comes in the dorm, walks in the dorm that he doesn't even live in. He sees Tennessee. Quan got that banger on him. He tells him, hey, bro, if you don't got my money by tomorrow, I'm about to do you in. Tennessee was very, very hurt by that because he was like, man, this is my dog, man. And you flip the script on, man, I'm not trying to hear none of that. You ain't got that money by tomorrow, we gonna dance. Tennessee was far from a punk. As I mentioned, he was a nice-sized dude, stayed in the weight pile, lifted big weights. That doesn't necessarily mean that you can fight, but I would go out on a limb and say that Tennessee could probably, was good with his hands. And I don't think that he was scared whatsoever, but I just think that he was just in one of those situations, one of those battles to where he felt as though, man, I can't win here. I don't really have a big crew here. I'm not from here. So now I got Dante and his crew that I got to worry about. And then I got to worry about my own homie Quan. See, Quan wasn't from Tennessee, but he was from Kentucky, but it was a part of the western part of Kentucky to where you go over the bridge and then boom, you go over the line, you right there in Tennessee rather. Probably 15, 20, 30 minutes away right there. So, they had a lot in common. Tennessee says, nah, man, I can't take this. He checks in. Checking in just basically means you go to PC like, hey, man, I can't be on this yard no more. You don't necessarily have to tell him why. I can't be on this yard no more. He checks in. People couldn't believe Tennessee checked in. When he checks in, people just automatically assumed that he was going to tell on Quan and then they was going to come and get Quan. That wasn't the case. Tennessee apparently didn't say anything because he stayed in the hole maybe 3 or 4 days and they shipped him off to another facility. Now you got Quan. Word is coming back to him. Word is getting back that Dante and his crew, they the ones that, they got that bag. As I mentioned, each pound could go for $1,000 each, easily. And you got the cell phones. Cell phones, you can pop them things for probably $1,000, $1,500. So they really, really getting ready to make a bag, but I would imagine that they were going to keep a couple of the phones for themselves, although they already had a phone. So I can say these things now because nobody's incarcerated at this point. Quan started to realize, man, I done made little homie check in like that, man. And all the while, these dudes ran down on him and robbed him. Instead of him just telling me what happened, he just said that, somebody hit the spot because he didn't want to be no rat or whatever. I done ran down on him with the the sword of justice. Now my homie's gone, man. Quan starts to feel bad. Quan approaches Dante and his clique. What's up, man? I heard y'all got that bag, man. I heard y'all beat me out of my bread. Dante, being the manipulative businessman, to say the least, that he is. Look, dog, I'm going to tell you like this, man. Coming in here acting as though you run things, they ain't going to get you too far in here, dog. See, Dante was one of those type of individuals to where everything that he did, it's kind of like his stories. He over analyzes, he over exaggerates the situation. You would think that listening to Dante, that when you walk into his prison cell, he got the beads hanging up, he got the Persian rug, he got a computer. Back in the day, it was a typewriter. He got a computer, a laptop, he got a phone. He got girls standing around him, goons, they pat you down before you come into the cell. You would think that that's the life that Dante was living, eating steak. You got 2 minutes, talk to me. That's the image that he has portrayed, and a lot of individuals that have never been to prison really believe that. Quan's like, all right, man, that's cool. This is what it's gonna be. We can't do fair business. This is what, man, get on out of here, bro. Quan ain't going down like that. They end up rushing Quan. They beat him. They beat him up, man. Now, once they beat Quan up, see, Dante, aka Tay Don, will make you think, man, I didn't never have to lift a finger. I had my goons, I had my crew to do this. He had some goons and he had a crew. I'm not gonna take that from him. But Dante was in on that beating too. Now they didn't just beat him to death or anything, but they busted him up pretty bad. Quan said, I'm gonna get y'all. If it takes me getting you one by one, I'm gonna get you off. Quan had a personal vendetta against Tay Don and his crew. Tay Don was so cocky, he didn't care. He got all these individuals that he's selling the bag to. Now he's not touching the work. He's not keeping the work. He got workers. Then they bring in other workers. Hey, you don't got no money coming in. You gonna make, $25, $30 a week. Look, I need you to boom, 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 boom. Probably more than $25, $30 a week. So his crew is basically outsourcing it to other individuals that don't have anything. In the meanwhile, Quan's trying to figure out how I can get these dudes. I don't want to just get them with these. I want to get them with this sword of justice, man. Y'all jump me. You think it's all sweet? Penitentiary, man. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Tay Don's very, very calculated. I can't prove this. I don't know if it's believable. It's conceivable that Tadon dropped the note. Not him per se, but dropped the note on Quan. Because the next thing you know, administration, they came and got Quan and locked him up. I'm not saying Tadon done it, but I'm just saying one could possibly believe that. They locked Quan up. Said he was making threats on the yard. Said he was trying to extort people. Quan never even had a write-up, or he was not one of those type of individuals. You weren't going to play with him. You weren't going to play with his money. But at the same time, he was far from a bully. Think about it. Now Quan's all the way out of the way. He's out of the picture. Tadon and his crew, although they probably weren't worried anyway, they really, really weren't worried now at this point because Quan's gone. See, in the penitentiary, they can come and lock you up and throw you in the hole for investigation. They don't have to have anything solid on you. They don't have to have any evidence whatsoever. If they want to lock you up or get you off the yard or whatever, guess what? Administration. Administrative transfer is what they call it. You're being transferred to another facility with absolutely no wrongdoing, but it's our right to transfer you just because. A lot of times they do legal aids like that. Legal aids is the people that go in and help you fight your cases or help you fight write-ups, and they bring charges and grievances against prisons that are not doing everything by protocol. There's a dude named Paul York. This dude was like a real live attorney, man. Every case, every motion that he wrote up, he would win. And he would sign his name at the bottom of the motion, Paul York. Every yard he went to, they got him off the yard. Because you know that if he's there, you're going to have to do things by the book and follow protocol. So they don't want this individual on the yard. You got some very, very intelligent people in prison. Tadon's looking at this opportunity as, okay, this could be the golden ticket. This could be the real opportunity that could really put us over the top. He runs down on dude who's the actual plug to connect. He's the one that's having his people drop it off. Look, bro, you work for me now. Tadon really thought he was like Frank Lucas or somebody. What's the dude? What's the part in American Gangster? You didn't see the money jar, Frank? I think you walked right past it. You work for me now. You're going to have your people drop this every week at this particular time, or depending on what CO was working, because it had to be the right CO. Because your COs would do parameter. They would do their walks around the dorms. You see what I'm saying? So you can't just do it when there's a jerk on, because when he's doing his walking the parameters, he sees somebody running, charged with escape. The whole plan is, down the drain. Dude has no choice, man. See, in prison, really on the streets, but in prison, it's strength in numbers. What's the dude gonna tell Tadon and his crew no? So the thing continues. Money keeps pouring in. Tadon approached me one day. He was like, man, you want to get you some of this money? I wasn't really I didn't have a lot of money in prison. I go to the store and spend $40 a week, something like that. But I wasn't blessed to be able, and that was a blessing. I wasn't privileged to be able to go to the store and spend, $80, $90 a week, $100 a week. You can get your bread up right here. I can get you a little bag. A little bag can make, you bring me my amount back or whatever, plus a little extra. And you'll make you $70, $80 a week just off selling cigarettes. Tadon was trying to make me a foot soldier. Tadon, I'm in here for organized crime, criminal syndicate. 5 or more people committing crimes on a continuous basis, a criminal enterprise, a state RICO. I look like running around peddling cigarettes for you, man. So I'm going to respectfully have to decline that. I didn't say it in those words, but basically that's the way that, in my mind, that's what I was thinking. Tadon and I, we would cross paths. Like I said in some of my prior videos, we love to play ping pong. We play ping pong. Tadon had the parlay tickets on the yard. So, we bet the games against each other, whatever, play chess. Like, we were competitive when we seen each other, but we didn't There was a mutual respect that was there. I'm going to have to decline that, Taydon. Taydon's running the whole yard. I'm not even going to lie to you all. I got tired of seeing everybody eating burgers, steaks. You can order pizzas. You can order. They have like special takeout orders, like once a week, Chinese food. I know how to make that too, Chinese food from scratch in prison. At night, I'm eating a noodle or something like that, or I might have my little tuna pouch, and that's cool. I'm grateful for what I had. But I'm watching these dudes over here, and they got double cheeseburgers with the bacon on them, with the cut up potato wedges and the big drinks, and the food smelling good. They got the grills, and they got the onions and the peppers and what have you frying on the grill. Man, I'm like, man, I got to get some of this money. So I go back to Taydon. I say, hey, man, put my foot in my mouth. Hey, I'm gonna take you up on your offer. Now he spins me. Okay, I got you, man. Just give me a day or two. Day or two comes, he don't say anything. I wait about a week. I go back to him. Taydon, man, I still need that, man. I got you, bro. I got you. Never got back with me. Okay, I guess right now maybe it's slow. Maybe he got some things going on. I never knew him not to keep his word. It's one thing about him. He keeps his word. One day I'm talking to him. He said, hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm pretty much out of the game. He said, I wasn't spinning you. I wasn't trying not to, break you off or whatever, but I'm about to take a break for a minute because I know my name is ringing around the yard. He said, dog, he said, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can show you my receipt. I got 75 bands right now, 75,000 on my green dot card from cigarettes, nigga. Rock with me. Sold a couple of them phones, kept a couple of them, put them in the cut or whatever, just in case our phone gets, caught up in a shakedown or what have you. I got a couple more in the cut. Sold both of them phones for $1,500 each. He said, and my crew got bread. See, Dante's gonna break bread with you. He's not no greedy type dude. He gonna break bread with you. He said, nigga, I got about 75,000, man. So I'm gonna just chill for a second. He said, that's why I ain't really, get with you like that. But you need something, I got you. I got whatever, I got you. Dante chills for a minute. Next thing you know, the talk on the yard, man, they came and swooped Dante. Dante's at the poker table. They run down on him. Stand up, shake him down. He don't got nothing on him. They go to his locker, shake him down or whatever. They can't find nothing on him. Remember I was telling y'all about the administrative transfers? Put him in the hole, put in investigation. A couple days later, Taydon's gone. Got him off the yard altogether. I'm quite sure that the little white dude that Dante or Taydon rather and his crew was exploiting, I'm quite sure that it was a relief that Taydon was no longer there. I don't know if someone slid a note on him. But see, you have people that are in prison. They tell, they rat, they snitch. Cut time off their sentence. They get free commissary. Whatever deal that they negotiate and work out, they let the people know. They can pick up the phone and blue phones that hang on the wall, and there's a certain code that you can push. And you act as though you're talking about somebody. Yeah, Taydon, he's over here, his crew. Yeah, they got a package right now. They got the bag. Yeah, that really goes down in prison, man. Taydon's out the way. A couple of his crew members, they end up getting shipped away or whatever as well. And it was never the same because Taydon was the leader. He was the thing that made he was the battery in everybody's backs. Pause, double pause. So I'm going to give Taydon that when we was in prison. These were the things that he was doing. And y'all got to chime in for part 2 because I'm going to tell you all what my real issue is at this point with Taydon. I'm going to upload part 2 So as soon as you all finish watching this, immediately go and watch part 2. And I'm going to tell you what Tay9, what my real issue is with Tay9. Stay tuned.